Joy Prime. And thank you so much for keeping your channels here on Joy Prime. Look, last week, Thursday, I'm pretty sure that you had to, make do with the repeat of the show from 2 weeks ago after President Mahama addressed the nation with regards to what had happened 24 hours earlier. In fact, our hearts were broken, and our hearts are still broken because we were still mourning the great high life legend, Daddy Lumba. We hadn't finished. And then the unfortunate happened on the 6th of August, 2025. Ghana lost 8 gallant men who were in service on their way to Obuasi to fight a menace, a canker in this country called Galamsey. But unfortunately, they didn't make it back. Ghana was dark. Our hearts were shattered. And trust me, none of us had the energy to even be here. And so we apologize that we couldn't come your way with the live show last week, Thursday, but today we are here. And we cannot forget about these 8 gallant men whom we lost. Let me just be sure about the names. Dr. Edward Omane Boama, who is the Minister for Defense, or who was the Minister for Defense. Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed was the Minister for Environment. Alhaji Muniru Mohammed was the Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator. Dr. Samuel Sapong was the Vice Chairman for the NDC. Mr. Samuel Abuaje, former parliamentary candidate of Obuasi East. And then, of course, the crew members, Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala. We also had Flying Officer Chum Ampedu and Sergeant Ernest Ado, all on board the Ghana Armed Forces helicopter Z9. All these amazing men who were in service didn't make it back. Our hearts are still broken, but our hearts and thoughts go out to the families of these gallant men whom we lost. Our condolences going out to them. Our condolences going out to every Ghanaian who has been affected by this death. And we do hope that we are comforted divinely by the Most High. Today, we want to have a very interesting conversation about grief. One of the oldest adages has got to be Bemensu, which was sort of, one of the core reasons why we actually set up the BMPS show, to be able to allow men to air their views and to express emotions in whatever field of life it is. In times of grief, a lot of men fail to cry. They stop themselves from crying. Is it right? Is it wrong? So in line with this death that has befallen Ghana, this tragedy that has befallen Ghana, we're asking today, people say men don't cry. Is it a myth or it's a reality? We want you to be a part of the show today, 0551 575757. Share your thoughts with us. Is it true that men are not supposed to cry? Is it an issue of not crying in public, but going back into your room and tearing it up like nobody's business? We're going to debunk all the myths here, or let me say, we're going to find out the truth here on the show today on the BMPS show. So keep it locked right here on Joy Prime. Once again, my name is Kofi Hayford. I'm doing this with my brother Zio, a broadcaster. I'm doing this with Alvin. He's a multi-talented filmmaker and everything. So, and then, of course, Mr. Mood Seasons, Nanye Kofi of Mood Seasons. Guys, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Last week was something else.
Yeah.
I never expected it.
Yeah, guy.
I don't know how we would have been able to do the show anyway, because of the energy that we usually come onto the BMPS show with. And it was just about 24 hours after the tragedy. Nanya, where exactly were you when you heard the news? Because, before you go, I was actually, I think it was a very dark day for me because I was on my way to work when I actually got a call that a family friend had been diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
And, some way, somehow she needed some psychiatrist to speak to her because, they have to amputate the breast and all that. So I had gone to visit her. And because time was running out, I was trying to call my team and tell them about that. Because, we do this Showbiz News Flash. So tell them that, you can find the file in, this folder and whatever. And she says, please forget about it because there's been a helicopter crash. And so we're picking the breaking news. I'm like, helicopter crash? Who is that? So I moved away from that without even thinking about it. And then I got a text message from a friend and said, is the crash true? So that's when it hit me this crash thing, is it for real, for real? So I went on social media and dropped the phone because I was driving, listened to Joy FM, and alas, tragedy had just hit Ghana like that. But where exactly were you, bro?
Charlie, I was on my balcony. So I was hot. I was trying to, day-to-day work.
Yeah.
And you know how we have WhatsApp groups? So I think something was posted about a helicopter crash, like you mentioned. But
Right.
I think they weren't sure what had happened and et cetera, et cetera. So I started getting messages from people and I sort of caught up with what was going on. But it did make me sort of empathize with, because when you see these crashes, let's say, happens in the US,
Yeah.
right?
Far away.
And
And you'd never think that it could happen very close.
yeah, it's far away, and then you start to think, wow, this has happened here. And you start to think about the relatives of the people, and
Yeah.
we're reporting that it's minister this and that, but someone else is hearing that
Their
their parent,
father, yeah.
right, their uncle,
their husband,
their friend,
uncle,
their
brother,
husband, was
their
been involved in
neighbor.
that. Yeah, so it definitely did give me some perspective, I think. So it's a tough one.
Alvin, what about you?
I was actually at work. I went to work quite early that day. I was hoping to meet some deadlines because pressure had mounted to some unbelievable extent. So I just wanted to clear a lot of things on my desk. And then a colleague just mentioned that, what's going on? Where I work, we are likely to be one of the first few people that would hear
Right, such news.
So she just came and was like, look, she's actually my colleague, the PRO of our institution, and she was like, what's going on? And I was like, Charlie, me, right now I'm under pressure, so. And then she told me that there has been a crash. She mentioned the wrong name. I mean, we all heard that it was Muntaka then, and plus. And I was shocked because, equally, Muntaka was somebody that's...
Yeah.
So, I was like, I hope it's not true because, Ghana and...
Yeah, rumors.
I went onto social media and I didn't really see anything concrete.
Yeah.
So I kept searching and I put it aside and went back to work. About 20 minutes later, everybody now started gisting about it, and then the name started coming out. Trust me, I could not work again. That was the end of what I was doing for the rest of the day. I just couldn't do anything. Look, I've heard really tragic stuff, but this
one is, Charlie, this is crazy,
This
is crazy.
I never knew any of the players that played for Manchester United that were also involved in that.
Right.
But that was even striking. That news, I heard it later. I wasn't really following stuff like that. But thinking about it every time, and because I support Manchester United, each time the club visited that incident, we all feel it. So this. No, I knew a couple of them personally.
Okay.
So it's
Sorry.
crazy.
Zio.
Crazy.
Yeah, so for me, I was with a colleague. I went to a sister station. We were talking about this entertainment stuff. And then we went for a break. And we, same way, the WhatsApp group thing. I saw it, I showed it to them. We were like, oh, Charlie, forget about it. So during the process of the recording, then the producer came out that, like, this is real.
Wow.
And trust you me, we were 3 boys there. All of us, our energy, whatever we walk in the room, we just came down.
Down, bro.
So at a point, I actually got scared because I started asking myself questions. That, bro, what if it was you? What legacy do you have behind?
Yeah.
What are people going to say about you? And then I switched it off. Then you get back into the conversation, then it comes again. Charlie. So one of the people, or the gallant men that died, had just married a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I heard about that.
And then, so during the process, the news started coming out. And then I figured it out that, Charlie, you married less than a month ago. And then you go die. What about your wife? What happens to the family and all that? So for me, it got me thinking about lots of stuff. And Charlie, right now, I really want to speed up time and do whatever I want to do before anything happens. I don't know about you guys, but...
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm
Look,
with you on
last
that.
year, May 13th, I don't know whether it's 11th or 13th, we had gone to a colleague's father's funeral in Sunyani. And, I mean, a lot of us from the office.
Yeah.
And so we flew in. I don't want to mention the domestic flight, but when we were coming back, look, for like 25 seconds to 30 seconds, the engine of the flight had gone off and we were in a free fall. I'm not joking. I'm not even joking. My colleagues that are watching me know about this. I've been in that situation. Look, I cannot even describe the feeling.
Charlie.
So I don't even want to imagine how they felt the last few minutes or seconds of their life.
Yeah, even seconds.
Like, I cannot imagine
Yeah, and now we are
that
even
they
hearing
felt
that.
and they didn't even come out of it
Yeah.
like I did.
You know, now we are even hearing that some of them actually placed calls to, you know, colleagues and families to tell them that, you know, I don't think it was a family. I think it was a colleague. They had
During the...
Yeah. That they were finding difficulty in landing.
London.
At the time, it wasn't a crash. They were finding difficulty in landing at the time. You know.
Oh, so they wanted to
Yeah,
land
they had
emergency-
tried.
emergency
They had
land-
tried landing on the Obuasi airstrip without success because of the bad weather, right? So the person just placed the call and said, "Charlie, into me land you," that kind of thing. And so eventually they had, you know, tried to go to the location itself, the destination itself, and then the tragedy befell them. But guys, I mean, look, this tragedy, coupled with that of the loss of Daddy Lumba, is a great loss for Ghana.
Yeah.
And Dada KD.
Yeah, and Dada KD, right, a couple of
weren't done
months
with
ago,
that.
right? So it's not like death is like a constant. Everyone is gonna have a taste of it, and we are all grieving, right? But Nan, you rightly mentioned, and I think Alvin also mentioned, in connection with their families.
Yeah.
How do men grieve? How do men grieve? Like, do men cry?
Yes.
Do you know? I think how men tend to respond. It really depends on what situations they've been in as they've grown up. Right. I'll give you an example. So, my first grief was actually my parents. Right. So, you know, my mother passed when I was 5. My dad when I was 12. So I don't think I ever learned how to grieve, if I'm being honest. Because for me, it was, you know, when you're 5, you know, people find easy ways to sort of give you the news, right? You don't know how to react. So I think for me, it's sort of been like, because it happened very early to me.
Right.
So it's sort of been like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but I think over time, you tend to find different ways of grieving. Like in uni, your grieving will be very different from right? You get what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
That's yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes
At every stage in life, there's how you handle grief.
And I don't think we have a standard way of grieving per se. I think it's very, very relative to the kind of individual you are. Some people who are naturally not expressive may resort to going into a corner, may resort to don't disturb me, going to lock themselves up in a place. Some people are very expressive. That may be the start of an argument with someone else, right? Nothing personal, but just more of a, you don't know how to, and especially in a society where, like you said, Muse Bemansu. So you're also battling to find ways to politically correctly grieve in a way that is suitable to society.
Is there any such thing, guys?
No, I don't think there's a list, but I think there are.
Is there any such thing as the right way to
being
grieve
diplomatic in how you
as a man? I want us to
There are
focus on
expectations as to what is accepted, but I don't think there's a right or wrong thing per se.
what are the expectations. For example, I listened to I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but I think on the day, was it Sunday? When were they buried? The Muslims among them. I think it was on Sunday. I think. Yeah,
Not
one
too
of the
long
days.
after,
Yeah. And there was this imam on Joy News who was explaining what the Islam faith preaches, and he mentioned and explained, and I think it made a lot of sense to an extent, that in Islam people are under the belief that if you are a Muslim, you don't grieve at all. But
Really?
that's what people believe. People no, but to be honest, Muslims have a very, should I say, for lack of a better word, nice way of accepting the news of death.
Yeah.
They do so with the hope of perhaps a resurrection or something, as compared to Christians who may know Beko, and you hardly see Muslims do that, especially in public.
Right.
So I'm just juxtaposing that with what the expectations of men are. Because in Islam, he mentioned that, of course, you are allowed to grieve, you can cry. But to cry as if, how people lie on the floor and
Sometimes
roll down.
they just do it too much, bro.
Exactly my point.
But what is
so,
it?
So that's what I'm saying. So I'll let you come in. So that's what I'm saying. So he was explaining that in Islam, he used the word is non-acceptable. It's not acceptable to grieve and lie on the floor and roll. No. But you're allowed to, of course, you're allowed to cry. I mean, we saw some of the Muslims crying when the burial was ongoing, right? So let's move that. Okay, bring it to the table of men, regardless of faith. I want us to look at it from societal perspective, right? Are men allowed to cry? The answer is no.
According to
me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
You answer my question. My question is not. I'm asking, do men cry?
Men cry.
Men cry.
yeah, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
But are they allowed? Is it something that is accepted by society? No.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I mean, nobody
Is it
will
not
do anything
acceptable
to
side?
you.
Of course.
You cry.
But why is the saying baby?
If you cry in public, you will get a group of people, a section of people, come and laugh at you.
No,
As a man.
It's not like it's not accepted. Perhaps it's unconventional.
That's never been my problem as a man, though. I think when I'm thinking of how I'm going to express my grief, I'm thinking about my role and responsibility for those around me.
What would make you cry?
So I'm not.
In general,
What would make me cry?
What would ever make you cry?
I'm not a crier, man.
Okay.
No, but it's not because it's not acceptable. That's just how I am.
No, it's not about it being acceptable or not. I just want to know, what is that one thing that can make you cry?
A toothache.
A what?
A toothache.
Toothache.
No,
Fine, good.
I'm being honest.
Good. No, fine.
No, anybody that no.
Yeah.
No, the truth is.
No, not correct.
No, I'm not gonna lie. No, see, I'm not,
In and out.
no, but the reason why is, like I said,
It's very painful,
because
I know.
of me. No, the reason why is, for me, I was introduced to grief early.
Yeah. No, I
You
perfectly understand.
So for me, like it's and like I said, it really depends. So for example, if you were to ask me, would I cry in front of my son?
So that's where I was coming
right?
to.
It's not necessarily because it's not acceptable. It's because I'm trying to be strong for them.
Yes.
right? So if I'm choosing not to cry, it's not because I couldn't care less what society thinks. I mean, come on, it's me, right? The things I've said things that don't.
So what I wanted to ask with regards to your toothache is,
Yeah.
if you go to the
Have you had a toothache before?
I didn't like
No.
sweets, so
Yeah,
I never had a cash problem.
Sorry. It's crazy.
Sorry. So my
Really?
question
It's
to you
crazy.
is,
That
my
was
question to you is, if you go to the dentist
Yeah.
and you have to eject one of your teeth,
Yeah.
would you cry?
Anesthesia. I wouldn't feel it.
Okay, no, but if it happened that it's so painful that you feel like crying, would you cry in the
The
hospital?
last time I cried was a toothache.
Okay. You did that
You cried.
In big time.
at the hospital?
No. At home.
So you see, I'm trying to build a point. I don't know. So you understand my question?
Yeah, I get
So now you understand where I'm coming
But it's
from.
not because of what people might perceive me. That's what I said for a person.
No, but there's no one there, Nanya, so it doesn't even apply.
No, but see, the thing is, a lot of the times, you see that societal pressure, so sometimes it seeps into how you feel in private too. Because you start to self-judge yourself, right? So you're like, right? So you're thinking...
Am I not man enough?
Yeah.
Why am I crying?
Honestly, it gets to a point where it actually doesn't have much to do with the outside world. It's more about how you've perceived yourself based on what society has made you believe and understand. So sometimes you can be there and... Okay, I'll give an example. Let's say you're in front of your relatives and you walk around and you bang your knee on a table. Yeah? We've all had this before.
Yeah.
You bang your knee on the table. In your mind...
I'm going to scream.
No. In your mind, before you react, you ask yourself a question in your mind. Yeah? Can I cry? Can I express how I feel?
Who's
and then
watching?
you say, and then the other people around you are like, oh, sorry, right? Which adds more pressure for you to...
For you not to cry. Alvin, so you see, Bemensu, right? In your view, in your personal view, what does it mean?
I think society just considers that men have this ability to take in a lot of very
Pressure?
painful situations and bottle it in. Do you understand? That's men are not supposed to express their weakness.
Do you think society is what made men like that, or men are naturally built to be tougher, regardless of...
I mean, men are tough, but it's society. Look, it's society. I have cried in public. You know, I think it's how close you are to the situation and how hard it hits you. Look, I've been in a situation where my niece that lived with me got married to my friend. We were mates from first grade till we were done with high school, and he met her while she was living with me, and you know, one thing led to another, and they got married. The guy passed after 7 weeks.
Oh.
7 weeks. Look, when I went to pick up my niece from the house, after he was pronounced and everything, she was in denial and everything, you know. And I had to take her to the house. At that point, you see, that's where the whole conversation comes in. I had to be strong for her because, you know, she was in denial, and I had to be in denial with her.
Right.
Just to make her feel better. Because, I mean, I'm driving. She could, in her grief, open the door, or anything could just have happened. She could pass out, she could
Anything could have
experience
happened. Anything,
cardiac arrest, anything.
Right.
So I had to bottle it in. You know, like, I wanted to explode, but I couldn't.
Was it because you were driving, or it was because you wanted to keep
It was
an eye
because
on
I
her?
had to be strong for her. Just like Nanya said.
My question, listen to my question carefully.
Okay.
Was it because you were driving, or it was because you had to keep an eye on her? And I'm asking that because what is the definition of being strong for someone?
Look, maybe...
Do you understand what I'm
yes,
asking?
I think maybe I wanted to, I mean, keep an eye on her. Perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, we could all be crying in the car and... I mean, if it were me and my male cousin, I mean, I know him, we could be crying together and we'll go. You know, we'll be crying. Because we've cried when we lost a very close person. I won't go about screaming, yeah, I want to go with you and all that. But you would see it. You would see that I'm hurting.
Right.
You would see it. I mean, broken hearts even made me cry.
We know about your broken heart. Let's not revisit that one.
Look, I've gone through it this past few weeks because of that story. But look, it's just because you have to keep an eye on the person, if I should borrow your word, your expression. Keep an eye on the person. Make sure that the person does not lose it because of how you are not able to keep it in.
Right.
How you are not able to keep control of it.
I asked you that because I have been on a very short journey that felt like I was traveling 650 kilometers for something that I had been through, and I was crying all by myself, like I was wailing.
Yes,
and
a lot
driving.
of that happened.
I was alone in the car. That's what I'm asking. Was it because you had to keep an eye on her, just so that I find out if you were by yourself, if you still would have cried?
Right.
Yes, I would. I would have cried by myself easily.
Okay.
Look, easily.
Okay.
Easily. I mean, when we got to the house and they broke the news and she started wailing and screaming, I had to go into my own conclave and cry. I couldn't even cry with everybody there because I still thought it would add up to the whole
Was that the only reason?
atmosphere.
I feel like it would add to the atmosphere, or was it more about how they might perceive you?
No, I mean, at that moment,
I like
everybody.
that question because
at that moment, everybody was crying. But look, if my
but
friend.
you had to go away to
Yes.
cry. Why?
Because I just felt like I didn't want to add to the whole atmosphere. The
But you see,
grieving
it's not my fault you were there.
I'm not
That's
sure.
my point.
Are you sure?
Look, if my friends were there, I would perhaps not have even cried anyway.
You see, let me
At
tell you
all.
something.
Because they would laugh at me.
Zeal, I'll let Zeal come in. I'll let you have the floor. But just before that, let me chip in a scenario. And Mama Sisi, she's passed, an aunt of mine who had returned from Germany after a long while and died just in the same week when she got here. She had an only child, Ikea Melanie, wherever you are right now. May God be with you, and may your mom rest in peace. Look, when I received the news, right, I started to cry.
Right
Came out.
there?
Yes.
In front of everybody?
No, hold on. When I received the news at home, I was home when I received the news. I began to cry. Got into my car, drove to my parents, and I was crying throughout, right? Wailing. By the time I got there, bro, not the house, the entire neighborhood
Had gathered.
had gathered and were wailing. Charlie, people, they roll on the floor like tennis ball, right? At the time, I didn't cry again. Not because, and I'm being very truthful about it. One, not because I didn't want to add to the pain. Two, not because I didn't want them to see me cry, but I had cried enough. I was done.
You got out of your system. Yeah.
I was done with mine.
Yeah.
So I just got there. I stood there in disbelief.
But would you have cried if you heard the news there at the house?
I would have cried.
Okay.
That's me. Zeal, would you have cried if you heard the news over there?
So
Because before that, I think that it's also got to do with whom you are as a person and how you handle grief.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would hear about the death of people and not necessarily cry. I'm grieving, but I'm not crying. It's because of the level of the pain.
Yeah.
But if the ties between the person and I is like a very strong one, bro, I don't care about who is to my left or right.
You cry. I know someone who, during times of grief, he never wants to be alone. He'll go to the club, he'll go to parties, he'll go out to,
That's his way of...
and you would wonder, aren't you the one that just lost your mom?
Yeah.
And you're the only son
that's
in your...
how he's decided to
Yeah.
express.
So it's got nothing to do with crying.
Yeah, not necessarily, yeah.
Okay, Zeal, let's
so
shift.
for me, it's very difficult.
First of all, what will make you cry? What's that one thing that
I can give you
make
a list
cry?
of stuff that have made me cry.
Okay, give me about 3 of them.
Broken Hearts, Manchester United.
Oh, God.
Wait, did you place a bet that you made you cry? Or
Oh, look,
just
I've
the
been
fact that
hurt
they are
by
losing
United, but I
like
never
3
cried.
games in a row, bro. I was just in the room and Manchester United,
bro.
That's why I stopped supporting Manchester.
No, but like
I can't.
Like I was
Long time.
shocked.
I think I was in DH.
So hold on. Can
Yes,
I ask
yes.
why you guys gasped when I said toothache? You're
No, but
crying over. So have you? Before you continue, Man United,
Something you can handle.
can I ask?
Emotional
have you-
pain?
Have you actually seen them physically play before ever?
No. Let's not.
No. I'm just asking. The reason why.
This is going to be a very
There's a follow-up
huge
question.
shame.
No, there's a follow-up question. The reason why I'm saying that.
I've not seen them.
But why? So why was that?
He's
one
emotional.
Because it's emotional. It's not physical. Football is
And I
not-
think it's
not
crazy.
physical. Yeah,
Look,
it's
when
emotional.
I hear the boys in my neighborhood go like, "Hey, now we'll see Ronaldo. Maybe turn $50 million."
Yes.
I said, "You don't know where their bank account
That is the
What are you
passion
telling
and
me?
the energy
Yeah, but you finish up. Yeah.
you put in. So as I said, broken heart, football, and I think I lost a particular contract, a very big one, way back in 2017. It's about filmmaking and all that, and that really broke me.
Wow.
So how did you handle the crying? Did you cry in public or?
No, I never did in public.
Okay. Have you ever cried in public?
No.
Why?
So I think it's because of society, how I was brought up, where I stay, the people around me. It's very hard. I think I've never seen a male figure cry
Okay.
growing up. I've never seen that. Maybe they cry in private, but public, no. So what I sense or what I get from the male people I've grown up with is the fact that when there's a situation, you don't need to show that emotion there.
In public.
In public.
But you can do that
What you
privately.
need, yes, what you need to do is to make sure that the females, the ladies around you, are being controlled.
Okay.
I don't know if you get the picture. So
As it be strong for them.
be strong for them
Yes.
and the kids. So there's never a moment where I've seen my dad, I've seen my uncles, even my brothers or anything.
Have I seen it?
But it's very likely they do it in
Yes,
private.
yes.
Yeah,
So far as I do it,
My entire life.
so far as I
Only
do it,
twice.
I also picture that they also do it because it's more like a cultural something. It's the culture of the family. Like the guys are not supposed to cry. You are not supposed to cry.
My
You are
question
supposed
is-
to be there for.
For the females, right?
Yes.
Thank you. My question, and I'll let you continue. My question is, if you do not cry in that instance when you are so hit by the news or whatever it is, it literally means that you've postponed your crying.
No, it just means that he made. That's what I'm saying. The crying is just one way
Yes.
in which someone expresses
Grief.
grief.
I think what I can remember vividly is the fact that there was a news that happened and I just went quiet for a very long time. I was lost wherever I was.
Right.
But I didn't cry. But when everybody left and I got into my own space, I started crying.
Was that because you were in public?
I think it's
I'm
just
trying to, I don't know if you understand my question.
Just,
I'm trying to demystify the main reason why we do not cry in public. You've mentioned one of them, which is brilliant, right? But my other point is, I've received the news of maybe an aunt. Instantly, right? Naturally, spontaneously, I would have cried. But because I have been taught by society not to cry in public as a male figure, I postpone it.
Yeah.
And I'm asking, when you go home, do you still feel genuinely the need to cry? Or because you've suppressed your tendency to cry, you are okay?
I don't really think
and the
about
reason
it.
why
we think
We
about
don't
it that
think
much.
it's
Okay.
consciously you will not say, oh, I didn't cry then, so let me cry now.
Very good, very good. So the reason behind this is, and it's another question, right? If you do not cry there and then, you go home and because you didn't even think about it, so now you've moved on.
Yeah.
You're going to handle the grief in another way, not necessarily through crying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't you guys think that setting contributes to why men fail to show emotions in almost every situation?
No. Men don't fail to show emotion. Men are perceived to fail to show emotion because people expect the emotion to come in one format.
Okay,
Right?
Anya, hold it there for me. I'll come back to you. Please don't lose your thoughts. But ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Of course, if you're just joining us, this is the BMPA show. We're having a conversation about how men grieve and how men are supposed to grieve and how men are expected to grieve. We're trying to, debunk that's even if they are myths. We want to find out if they are myths, and if they are myths, How do we debunk them? You know, are men supposed to cry? Does it mean that you cry in public or you cry in private but you don't cry in public, or men are not supposed to cry at all? These and many other questions are what we're asking ourselves today on the Bald, Muscle, Pot-Bellied and Skinny Show. My name is Kofi Hayford. Please, you're welcome to share your thoughts with us. We're taking messages henceforth. 0551 575757. 0551 575757. I'm going straight to the screen to take a message from Joyce Tinabwedi Wills from Dunkwao Nofin. She is a regular texter, and we really appreciate her for that. She says, "Good evening, everyone, and it's a sad story to the country, Ghana, and may their souls rest in perfect peace. Broken heart is the truth." Okay, so it says men do cry sometimes, but not in public, because they will say when men cry in public, it means you are not a man enough. And some will also say only women cry in public. So you guys can cry, but not in public. That's a message from Joyce Tina Wedi Wills from Dunkwao Nofin. There's another one here from, okay, no name. Okay, so the name is Matthias from Cove Town, who says, society does not forbid men from crying. It is men who don't want society to see them cry. If a woman is heartbroken, she could cry out even for her family or friends to see. But a man wouldn't do that. He will cry when he's in his closet. Men see crying in public as a sign of weakness. That's a message from Matthias. Yeah, we're going to have a conversation on that. Yeah. I like your message though, Matthias. Thank you very much. This one says, men always act strong even when they are going through a lot. They sometimes get emotionally drained, and probably why they tend to die earlier than women do. That's another very interesting
I mean, we do.
One. Okay. So,
that one we know for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So your messages are still welcome. I mean, we have just about 21 more minutes to be together. 055 157 5757. 055 157 5757 is the WhatsApp number. Hit us up on WhatsApp. Send us a message. Let us know your thoughts on this particular matter. Of course, I think we're still... tomorrow is the burial anyway. Yeah. So if you have any words of encouragement for the families that have lost their dear ones, please go ahead and send them to us. We're definitely going to read them out. If you have any, condolences to them as well, you can feel free to send it to us. But most importantly, for the sake of the show tonight, we also want to find out from you, what do you think about men grieving? How do men grieve? How do we do it? And what does it even mean when we say bemensu? Is it an issue of crying in private but smiling or keeping a straight face in public, or vice versa, or what? What are your thoughts? Just let us know. 0551 575750.
Something just came in mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, but let me do this before. I want to say they are watching, Jay and Mr. Morgan.
Okay.
So I want to send...
shouts to you, Jay and Mr. Morgan.
Yeah.
Shouts.
Is it that? Because I've been thinking about it since I started reading the message. Is it that men are expected to know the next step after something bad has happened? So generally, we are not even given the ample time to grieve.
Who is not giving us the ample time to grieve? You know one of the messages that came? Martin, please, can I have the message? I don't remember
the one men dying early?
The last one, yes. No, yeah, I mean that, but the person had said something. Martin, I'm sorry if you can bring it back.
Say that men see crying in public as weakness.
Okay. It says men act strong even when they are going through a lot. They sometimes get emotionally drained at a point. I don't think it's this one.
No, the one that talks about...
Yeah, the one before this one.
It's men that see crying as weakness.
Exactly. I like that.
No, but it is.
No,
is that true? Is that true? Is that
no? It's society.
No. When a man and a woman are standing together and something happens, and the woman is crying, the man is supposed to be the one to hug her.
Who made those rules?
Good. No, that's not the man.
It's not a man. It's not a man.
It's not a man.
No, who made those rules?
Man has sustained that rule. See, even if man didn't make up the rule, right?
Yes.
We have sustained it.
Yes.
So the thing is, you see, if a man right now cries in this room, and there are men and women, it's the men that will judge him.
No, bro.
No. Let's be honest.
No, that's true.
No, let's be honest. It's not the women.
Yeah. No. But the women would also say, like, imagine both of you, the woman is crying and you do react. Yeah.
No. But what he's saying is true. What he's saying is true.
I meant better than women.
No, but when anybody just walks in like that, sees the woman crying, sees the man also crying, like what is wrong? The kids are crying, the woman is crying, you, the man too, you are
If you were
crying.
considering doing a business
It's
deal
not the man.
with someone and you're in the room and you see that man cry, you would think twice about that. It'll be
Yeah,
a conscious thought.
I'll just think that he's weak.
There you go. So
Exactly.
even if men have not created that rule, men sustain it. Men reinforce it. Women don't remind us, right, that we are crying until there's an argument. Right.
No, but
A man- Women don't-
It's not bad.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem in the moment. It's a problem later.
Much
right?
later on.
But for guys, when a guy is right now, if I was here crying,
Instant
crazy,
judgments.
my guy, there's nothing.
About you be John Boy like that.
Exactly.
You dey cry.
There's nothing. There's no
Jeez,
reason
John.
I can
Exactly.
give you to justify my tears. bro.
John, Papa.
you know what?
Remember that,
Is it-
but
it depends-
everybody else apart from you is society.
My guy, even when he told his story in uni, yeah. No, let's keep it 100. When he told his story in uni, that was a perfect reason to cry. Yeah. But when he told his story, yeah, you were waiting for him to talk. So you can listen. No, let's keep it 100 here.
Okay, Nanya, yeah,
Wait,
Zul, you
know
want to make a point.
what
Now
you saying
ask
is
me
right.
something, yeah.
What you saying is right. And you see, I think
And you know what?
If
He
you
would
do this,
No, every guy would have been justified to have cried in that situation. But you were waiting for him to say it. So you can tell him.
How you guys are feasting over my...
sorry for us using, but I think what he's saying is right. And the fact that it's not just because it's like it's weird, bro.
Okay, I go get that. Oh, you guys, we are there. We are there. Oh, we are there.
Wait, one day we'll get the story.
Oh, we are there. We are telling
We'll get that.
Oh, yeah. It be me, I talk my matter. It be me, no, I can talk.
No, behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, let me tell you. Behind closed doors, we'll go home and feed Charlie and come in soon.
But
In
at
front
the
of you,
moment,
man.
See, I should say Kofi. Me, I know the matter, but me, I go talk. You know, I go talk.
Hold on. You know, see, I think I'll make a tell you something. You know when like when something happens to your friend or your brother, right? And sometimes, like when the person starts to cry, you are trying to console the person, then you go.
You're laughing.
You are laughing in your head, though.
laughing, you
But
know
you are
you are.
saying, "Hey, make no man." You're telling me, "Hey, my girl, no, I know the channel or you fucking."
My guy. So I understand why people. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask Zil a question, but Zil, I'll do that right after this message. That's a message from Wendy G. Famaoli. Oh, Wendy. Nice. I think I know this name. That's if it's the same person, but I guess so. Okay, so she says that's one of those old cultural beliefs that's done more harm than good. Crying is a natural human response to emotions, sadness, joy, frustrations, even relief, and it's not tied to gender at all. When people say men are not supposed to cry, it often comes from the idea that men should always be strong and unemotional. But I really believe strength includes being able to process feelings in a healthy way. Bottling them up can lead to stress, depression, and even physical health problems. That's
really good.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Charlie, Wendy, you be sharp, girl.
that's true.
That's a
Thank you very much, Wendy, for that particular message. Please go back, yeah? I just want to pass a comment. Please go back. Wendy's message. Okay, so, guys, you see the first line, right?
Yeah.
On the second line, actually, it says when people say men are not supposed to cry, it often comes from an idea that men should always be strong, right? And unemotional. So you remember I was asking you guys, what does it mean when we say a man should be strong? That's one thing we should define, right? I'll come back to that. But let's go over to the messages. One reason why men don't cry in public is because in public you have people around you consoling you. But when you are alone, you start remembering the good moments you had with the person you lost. That's a message from Agbe.
Agbe, that's
from
my brother.
Akusi. Oh, shout out to you, Agbe. Agbe, where were you when your brother was?
Agbe.
Don't do that. Okay, men are allowed to be emotional and show concern, but not to cry in public. May God have mercy on men. Oh, amen, what?
Do you know what it is? It's the role of being a leader. right? So
Any more messages? I guess
it's like
Yeah, you can
it's like
text
being the
us.
CEO of a company, right? So a lot of things are happening within the company. Someone has to remain strong to steer the ship, right? And I think the expectation of men to not cry is coming from that role of them being leaders.
Yeah.
Right.
You see, Wendy said something about, I think she was trying to explain what it because, and I like the fact that she actually put the word strong in inverted commas,
Yeah.
right? What does it mean to be strong? According to her, okay, let me pick your thoughts, and maybe we can refer to it.
It's the ability to take in a lot of pain, to be able to take it all in and not respond.
That's the definition.
Really?
Physically.
That's your definition?
I mean, yes, for that kind of strong in inverted commas.
Okay.
Is for you
But that's
to be
not
able
what she said.
Yeah, but
So what do you personally believe strength is for a man who is supposed to grieve?
strength is the ability, for me, is the ability to express your vulnerabilities.
Is this emotional strength?
Yeah, I mean, all sorts of strength.
Because I can raise 200 kg
Look,
squatting. That's
when we're in
strength to me.
school,
So
when they whipped,
I get
when
it,
they
yeah, but
whipped,
we're talking about
emotional strength.
when they whipped someone, I mean, we all expected the person. The ones who don't cry are the ones that we hail. Like,
Yeah.
Charlie,
Yeah,
collect
yeah,
them,
yeah.
series, collect them. We take them for your
Straight.
body.
Odechi.
Yeah, Odechi,
Like, this thing,
So all
like,
sorts of-
it's from yesterday.
Yeah.
Because even in class, when they're about to punish everybody, the girls are allowed to fidget, move around.
The girls take one small thing on their hand.
And they start crying. But the guys,
Back.
been given like,
Yeah.
But Charlie,
Yeah.
I can tell you some truth. let me tell you. I like we are not talking about that kind of grief, but look, by the way, let me announce the numbers. I think we can do just one or two calls. 030-2211-693. 030-2211-693. Guys, I was in JHS 1. That teacher, I never go forget him. That time I be JSS.
Science teacher, Abi.
No.
What?
Social studies.
So,
Mr. Kumi. Mr. Kumi. That man.
you even remember the name?
Charlie, the guy lashed me some lash, bro. Now listen, I did not cry. In fact, when I was in school, like, I would hardly fall into trouble.
Yeah.
Hardly.
Yeah.
Now, this man, a girl called Dinah Chikudu.
Hey.
for you to
The
keep
girl,
her name.
Oh, no, me. As for me, names, past events there. That's why I always tell the girls, "Share one me bonnie." I never forget. Not like I will pay you back, but I hardly forget stuff. So this girl did something to me, and I retaliated, right? Not physically. I think I said something, and Mr. Kumi heard about what I said, and he decided to, Charlie, flog me. The guy make a whole cupboard. He lashed me, right? And I was so pissed. I got angry. I came out of the house, went to the house to report to my dad. My dad had never been to the school, but I think it was unfair, right? So I went to call my dad. My dad came in, and he asked the teacher, "Oh, like, the way you whip the guy, he hurts your why? Like, cool, oh." Do you know when I started to cry? I started to cry when Mr. Kumi called my best friend to come. And I thought my best friend was going to support me. And he said, he insulted the girl. If you dare weigh the pains, no.
You started to
It wasn't the physical, but yeah. Betrayal.
Betrayal.
That's painful.
Louisa is on the phone. Louisa, good evening. How are you doing? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, Louisa, how are you?
I'm fine, please.
Yeah, thank you for calling. You want to share your thoughts with us on this matter?
You guys are really making my day today.
Oh, we're glad to hear that.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Do you want to share your thoughts, or you want to tell us that we made your day?
Yes, I think our men don't cry, no. Thank you, no. I say sometimes men we need personally if there's something and let's say idea was wusu I say a BBSC and Obiewu and every and maybe I'm a be magina ho and a becca semna. You see, instantly I'll feel like crying. I might be strong and maybe I don't cry instantly, but if I see the man like shedding tears, I guess
Then you also
that
cry.
yes.
Okay. So you look up to the men so that you don't cry.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I see that, then really, this is really hard.
Okay. Okay.
So currently, there's the thing that happened in Ghana. No, I will be watching TV and I see a man crying. Then I go flat. I see that then it has reached to some extent. No.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Louisa. I think she made a very
Follow the
interesting point.
leader,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. see, there are
Yeah.
some guys that cry even when they are watching movies.
How?
Oh no.
Yeah, no,
now they're
no,
strong.
those men are Spanish.
Yo, how?
Hey, you go see
All those boys with it.
No, that one
All
is
those boys
not
with it.
allowed.
Watch Korean series.
No,
Yeah.
I'm dead. How?
What is that?
You did hear? You did the whole.
Okay. Just to prove my point. You remember there was this meme. There was a guy. He cried so loudly. That guy. Yeah. What was your initial reaction when you saw it? Was it like, oh my gosh, I feel his pain? You laughed. No, and the truth is, you see, that society pressure, honestly speaking, yeah, it's only the pride that keeps you from crying in front of a woman.
Look, there's one
but it's the
situation-
ego that stops you from crying in front of a man.
There's one
Because
situation
you know what's coming.
in which all men will cry.
What's that?
Look, I know for sure.
Tell me.
When you've hustled hard, like things you don't explain. Listen, completely crazy guy. See, you hustle there, and then suddenly you break through. Look, some
Like you make
situation
'em out while you cry.
like you make them.
Oh, no, that one is allowed.
No,
When they break their
Hold
knees,
on,
when they break their
hold on,
knees
let me
to you,
give you- let me
yeah,
give you
whatever
that
That one is the
content.
tear in the eye.
let me
That's the tear in the eye. And then
When they put some Nigeria track for the back there.
So I also hear
and then she'll ask you, oh, baby, what's wrong? You'll be like, oh, nothing.
Nanye.
Yeah, like
There's
when you
also
break
another thing that makes men cry, which is not appropriate for this show today.
No,
I hear
Please
say,
enlighten me.
I hear say sometimes you. That's in the job I do. You dey cry.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
You dey cry.
Facts.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how.
You ask me, say,
It's true,
what's
bro.
in there? What's in there?
Facts.
You dey cry.
Facts.
But yeah, on a more serious note,
Yeah.
though, we're talking about grief, and of course, let's tailor it to these 8 men. 8
I
and we
can
have a
imagine
call
what
from
their
Nkranza.
families
Let's
are
do that
feeling,
in 30
bro.
seconds. All the way from Nkranza. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You have just 30 seconds. You're welcome. How are you?
Oh, fine. What about you people?
What? Where are what?
What?
What about you people?
Oh,
fine. We are good.
we people, we are fine.
We are grieving.
Okay. You say Mike cannot cry. Is it not true? Mike can cry because when something is painful for you,
Yeah.
you can cry.
Zeal.
Yeah.
My people are laughing.
No, but you should. You can.
Yeah, but when
But you see,
something's
crying doesn't
painful,
have to
you
be
can-
the only way to express.
Thank you very much, our brother.
See, the
Okay, Nanye. No.
crying is not. No, crying is not the only
No,
way.
man, wait. I'm still digging the last corner.
Nanye.
Oh, guys, man.
Okay, guys, we gotta go. Look, I'm crying in public.
No, but you know, but let's just keep it real here. See, expressing your grief or things. Just remember, crying is not the only way. I know a guy. Look, his name is the most Ghanaian name you can think of, but we call him Martin. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, and the thing is, yeah, for him, his expression of grief is impulse buying.
Nanye, thank you.
So it's not all the time you
see my
cry.
eye.
You're crying of joy. That's tears of joy. That's tears of joy. That's not grieving.
Okay. But anyway, guys, look, before we go to the phone, guys, can someone wrap up for me? I beg? Please, that's your camera. Your camera is wrap up for me, I beg.
He's grieving. He's grieving with happiness.
Look, I can imagine what those families are going
Yeah, on a
through.
more serious note.
And what's serious, man?
I can imagine what the kids are going through.
Yeah.
I can imagine what the wives are going through. The mothers.
Especially the one that you said that recently got married to.
I think barely a month ago.
Yeah.
the mothers, the mother. You know, if you're a single child and you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard about how his mother brags.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah,
not
yeah.
brags, but.
It's unfortunate.
It's so-
Charlie,
so
guys,
proud.
we have to go.
But
But
I
thank you
mean-
very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of the show. I'm sorry about the teary eyes. Our hearts go out to the families who have lost their family members. the 8 gallant men. We're so sorry about your loss. We're back here next week, Thursday, 9. Yeah, sorry to the president as well. Yeah.